Have you ever felt like everyone else is moving faster than you? Like no matter how hard you try, someone out there is always doing better, achieving more, living a life you can't seem to reach? You're not alone. Almost everyone, at some point, gets caught in that quiet storm, comparing, doubting, second-guessing. It sneaks in slowly. You see a friend celebrating a win, a stranger sharing their perfect day, someone else reaching a milestone you've been chasing for years. And suddenly, your own life feels small, unfinished, not enough. But here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Comparison is a silent poison. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It creeps into your thoughts when you're tired, when you're vulnerable, when you're scrolling without thinking. It convinces you that you're behind, that you're failing, that everyone else has it figured out. It makes you blind to your own progress and deaf to your own voice. And the worst part? It feels normal, because we've been conditioned to measure our worth against someone else's timeline. Yet deep down, you know this isn't right. You weren't born to live a copy of someone else's life. You weren't created to follow, to shrink, to doubt your own path just because someone else seems a few steps ahead. You have your own story to write, your own battles to fight, your own victories to claim. And none of it, can be compared to anyone else's journey. Because it's yours. And that's what makes it powerful. There's something inside you, a fire that hasn't gone out, even if it feels dim right now. A quiet strength that's been buried under the noise of the world, a voice that's been silenced by the constant buzz of likes, views, and highlight reels. But it's still there, waiting. It just needs space to breathe. Focusing on yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. It's the difference between growing and slowly fading away. Because the moment you stop chasing someone else's path and start walking your own, everything changes. Your energy shifts, your mind clears, your purpose sharpens. You stop living for validation, and you start living with intention. And that's when momentum begins. You don't have to be the loudest. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be present in your own life. Truly present. That's where real transformation happens. That's where confidence is born, not from outshining others, but from outgrowing who you were yesterday. So why watch this until the end? Because this isn't just motivation. It's a wake-up call, a reminder of the power you've forgotten, a challenge to stop wasting your life watching others live theirs. What if today is the day you take it back? What if today is the day you stop measuring, stop comparing, and start building something real, on your terms? You don't need more likes. You need more purpose. You don't need their approval. You need your own attention. And the moment you start giving that to yourself, fully, unapologetically, you'll begin to feel the shift. It won't be overnight, but it will be real. It will be yours. And it will be worth every single step. Because the most powerful thing you can do is focus on your growth, on your peace, on your path. The world will always try to pull you away. But you, right now, have a choice. Keep watching others build their dream, or start building yours. The problem with comparison is that it's never about reality. It's about a distorted version of reality, a carefully curated highlight reel that leaves out the struggles, the setbacks, the sleepless nights, and the sacrifices. When you look at someone else's success, you're not seeing the full picture. You're only seeing what they've allowed you to see, what they want you to see. But behind every post, every achievement, there's a story that isn't shared, a struggle they've had to endure, a doubt they've had to fight, a lesson they've had to learn. But you don't see that, and neither do they, because comparison is a lie. It's a game you can never win. Here's what no one tells you. There is no finish line in comparison. It's a race that doesn't end. You'll never stop finding someone better, someone faster, someone who seems to have it all together while you're still figuring things out. And even if, by some miracle, you catch up to that image, you'll soon realize that the goalposts keep shifting. It's a chase that takes you nowhere. Think about it for a moment. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you're trading your unique journey for someone else's. You're allowing someone else's pace, someone else's vision to become the measure of your worth. And if you keep doing this, you'll never know who you are or what you're truly capable of. You'll always be chasing someone else's dream, never realizing that your own is right in front of you. The moment you stop comparing is the moment you start living. But this isn't just about feeling better or finding peace of mind. It's about taking control of your own destiny. Because when you're focused on what someone else is doing, you're giving them your power. You're letting their success define yours. You're allowing their decisions to impact your confidence and your sense of value. You're letting the world tell you who you are instead of deciding for yourself. This is why so many people feel lost or stuck. They've spent years comparing themselves to others, measuring their own progress against someone else's timeline. And when that happens, you lose sight of your own worth. You forget the small wins, the quiet moments of growth that are often the most important. The ones that don't get likes, the ones that don't make a post, the ones that only you truly see. But these are the moments that matter. These are the milestones that matter. And the more you compare, the less you can appreciate them. Comparison steals your joy. It blinds you to what's right in front of you. It turns every step forward into something to feel guilty about because in the back of your mind, you're measuring yourself against someone else's pace. You might be moving slowly, but that doesn't mean you're failing. You might be unsure, but that doesn't mean you're lost. The only failure comes when you stop. When you let comparison convince you that you're too far behind, too unworthy, too flawed to keep going, that's when you lose. But what if you didn't play that game anymore? What if you stopped letting someone else's journey control how you feel about your own? The moment you stop comparing, you'll realize something profound. You've been enough all along. You've been capable all along. And the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the belief that you are worthy of them. The truth is that you're not behind. You're not failing. You're simply on your own path. Your path doesn't look like anyone else's, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. The journey you're on is yours alone. The lessons you need to learn, the growth you need to experience, the strength you need to discover, all of it will come at its own pace. And that pace is perfect because it's yours. When you stop measuring your success by someone else's standards, you unlock something powerful, the freedom to live on your terms. This freedom doesn't come from success alone. It comes from knowing that you are doing enough, that you are worthy of the life you're building, no matter how long it takes or how small the steps may seem. Progress is progress. Growth is growth. And every day you stay focused on your own journey, you're one step closer to the life you've been working for. So, what happens when you stop comparing and start focusing on your own growth? You reclaim your energy. You stop wasting your precious time worrying about what others are doing and start putting that energy into your own dreams. The time you've spent scrolling, wondering, doubting, that's all time you could have been using to move forward. The power to change your life lies in your ability to shift your focus inward, to stop measuring yourself by other people's timelines, and to start valuing the progress you've already made. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to look around and feel like you're falling behind. But remember this. The only person you're racing against is yourself. And you've been winning all along. Every day you choose to focus on your own path, you're becoming more of who you were meant to be. So stop looking left and right, or stop measuring, stop doubting. Because when you focus on yourself, you're already on the winning path. The truth is, there's a power within you that's been waiting to be unleashed. A power that's been buried under layers of comparison, doubt, and fear. When you stop focusing on everyone else's life, you create the space for this power to rise. But here's the thing, it's not something that just magically appears when you decide to focus. It takes work. It takes consistency. It takes commitment to yourself and your own growth. Too often we let our dreams sit on the back burner because we're too caught up in the noise around us. The world tells us that success should look a certain way, that our path should follow a prescribed route. But your path, it's uniquely yours. No one else has your experiences, your perspective, or your gifts. And the moment you start realizing that, you begin to understand that the only standards you need to measure yourself by are your own. Your life is not a race. There's no finish line where you suddenly become successful. The people you admire, the ones you look up to, they didn't reach where they are by comparing themselves to others. They reached their goals because they focused day in and day out on their own journey. They faced their own struggles, learned from their own mistakes, and worked tirelessly to turn their dreams into reality. And so can you. What holds so many people back is the fear of falling short, the fear of not measuring up, but that fear is nothing more than a shadow. It's an illusion. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of stepping outside your comfort zone and into the discomfort of growth. But without discomfort, there is no progress. Without taking risks, without being willing to fail and get back up, you'll never experience the satisfaction that comes with real achievement. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you stopped trying to keep up with everyone else, if you stopped measuring your success based on their timeline. You would begin to experience real freedom, freedom to be yourself, freedom to move at your own pace, to make your own choices, to take ownership of your life. When you stop giving power to the opinions and accomplishments of others, you reclaim your own strength. The only approval you need is your own. The only timeline that matters is yours. But this doesn't mean you're alone. It doesn't mean you have to shut yourself off from the world. It simply means you need to stop letting others dictate your worth. It means that you must become your own biggest advocate, your own greatest believer. If you don't back yourself, no one else will. If you don't believe in your potential, no one else will either. The moment you start investing in yourself, the moment you start putting in the time and energy to grow and become the best version of yourself, that's when everything begins to shift. And this shift starts small. It starts with one choice, the choice to focus on your own progress, not someone else's. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror and realizing that you are capable of more than you've been giving yourself credit for. It's about giving yourself permission to be imperfect, to take things slow, to make mistakes along the way. Because mistakes are just stepping stones to success. They're proof that you're trying, that you're putting yourself out there, that you're doing the work. But you have to keep going, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Even when you look around and feel like everyone else is ahead of you. Those moments are tests. Tests to see if you'll quit, tests to see if you'll let the doubts win. But you don't have to give in. You don't have to let those thoughts control you. You are stronger than any doubt, more powerful than any comparison. Here's the beautiful truth. There is no right time. There is no magic moment when everything will align perfectly. There is only the now. There is only the present. And if you wait for the perfect conditions to start living your dream, you'll be waiting forever. The most successful people didn't wait for the stars to align. They started where they were, with what they had, and built from there. They didn't wait for validation. They didn't need to see others succeed before they took the first step. They just believed in themselves enough to take action, and so should you. The moment you begin to shift your focus inward, you'll notice something incredible. You'll start moving differently. You'll walk with purpose. You'll make decisions with confidence. You'll find the strength to keep going even when the road gets tough. You'll stop worrying about what others are doing and start focusing on what you need to do to become the best version of yourself. The power to change your life is within you. It's always been there. But you have to choose to tap into it. You have to choose to stop comparing and start believing. Believing in your potential, your strength, and your ability to create the life you want. The moment you focus on yourself, everything changes. You become unstoppable. And it all starts with one decision, to stop looking at others and start looking at your own reflection. Because the only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. The truth is, you're not behind. You're not failing. You're exactly where you need to be. The world doesn't tell you this because it thrives on the illusion of perfection, on the pressure to keep up, on the idea that success is measured by how fast you move. But moving fast doesn't mean moving right. There's a difference between rushing through life and being present in it. And being present is where true power lies. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your own journey, you shift your energy from fear to purpose. You realize that the clock is not your enemy. Time isn't something to race against. It's a tool, a resource you can use to craft your vision, to build your dream, to nurture your growth. And the more you start investing in yourself, the more you'll see that success isn't just about the destination. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day, the choices you make, the habits you form, the belief you cultivate. And none of that happens in a rush. It happens in the quiet moments when you're focused on your own progress, not someone else's. When you finally let go of the need to compare, you stop measuring yourself against external standards. You stop letting the opinions, judgments, and expectations of others dictate your worth. You start looking inward, asking yourself what truly matters to you, what feels aligned with your heart, your values, your mission. This shift in focus is powerful. It's a transformation that doesn't happen overnight, but when it does, everything begins to fall into place. But here's the catch. No one can do this for you. No one can decide your path, define your success, or build your confidence. That power, that strength lies within you. It's always been there, waiting for you to claim it. The moment you choose to focus on your own growth, on your own healing, on your own journey, you unlock something deep within you. And it's not just a feeling of empowerment, it's a recognition of your potential, a recognition that you are more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for. Every step you take in the direction of your own dreams is a step toward the person you are meant to be. There is no limit to what you can achieve when you stop measuring your progress against others. There's no finish line except the one you set for yourself. And when you finally realize that success is a personal journey, something that you define, you become free. Free to move at your own pace, free to make mistakes, free to evolve and transform. The world will try to tell you that you need to keep up, that you need to measure up to the people around you. But here's the secret. The only person you need to keep up with is yourself. Your past self, the one who doubted, the one who hesitated, the one who struggled. Your goal isn't to beat someone else. It's to outgrow who you were yesterday, to evolve, to become a stronger, wiser, more focused version of yourself. This is where the real power lies, in progress, not perfection, in being okay with the messy, imperfect process of growth, in embracing the ups and downs, the wins and losses, because they all shape you into the person you are becoming. Perfection is an illusion. And when you stop chasing it, you start embracing the beauty of the journey, the lessons, the setbacks, the triumphs, and the failures. They all add up to your story, and your story is what matters. Don't wait for the world to tell you you're enough. Don't wait for the outside validation. You are enough, exactly as you are. The only validation you need is your own, your belief in your own worth, in your own potential, in your own ability to rise above the noise. That's all you need to keep going, to keep moving forward. Because when you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. Nothing and no one can stand in your way. So let go of the need to compare. Let go of the need to compete. Let go of the false narratives that tell you you're falling behind, that you're not enough. Instead, choose to focus on your own path. Choose to focus on your own growth. Choose to invest in yourself because you deserve it. You deserve the life you want. You deserve to live on your own terms. And when you start believing that, everything will begin to shift. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are exactly where you need to be. And everything you need to succeed is already within you. You just have to stop looking around at others and start looking inside. Because the person you need to become, the life you want to create, is waiting for you to focus on it. And the moment you do, you'll see how much power you've always had, how much strength, how much potential, how much of a difference you can make. You are more than enough, and you have everything you need to create the life you've always dreamed of. Don't let comparison hold you back anymore. The world needs the best version of you, and that version starts with you choosing yourself every single day. The moment you stop comparing is the moment you unlock a life of possibility. This is not just about thinking differently or adopting a new mindset. It's about embracing a new reality. A reality where you define your worth, your pace, your path, where success is not about competing with others, but about continually evolving, about becoming the person you were always meant to be. The world will keep moving at its fast pace, but you don't have to chase it. You don't have to race against a clock or a timeline. Your time is now, and you control it. Your life unfolds in its own perfect timing, one step at a time, and no one else can tell you when you're supposed to arrive. What happens when you embrace this? When you let go of the need to constantly measure yourself against others, you start to thrive. You start to feel a sense of peace, a sense of freedom, because you're no longer at war with yourself. You've stopped fighting against your own growth, your own process, your own journey. And that shift in energy, that shift in mindset, creates space for the most powerful transformations to occur. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that everyone else has it figured out, that everyone else has a clear plan while you're still trying to figure out your next move. But here's the thing, no one has it all figured out. No one. Everyone is figuring it out as they go. Success isn't about having a perfect, clear-cut path. It's about moving forward, even when the way isn't completely clear. It's about taking action even when the outcome is uncertain. When you focus on your own journey, you stop waiting for the perfect moment to start. You realize that the perfect moment is the one you create right now. The energy you give to comparison is energy taken away from your own dreams. You don't need to keep up with anyone else. You don't need to measure your worth based on someone else's timeline. When you stop comparing, you free yourself from the burden of others' expectations and judgments. You give yourself permission to be authentic, to be real, to be human. You embrace your imperfections because you understand that they are what make you unique, what make you powerful. You stop looking at what you haven't achieved yet, and you start looking at what you've already done. You start recognizing the small wins, the quiet victories, the progress you've made without even realizing it. The truth is, comparison robs you of the ability to appreciate how far you've come. It clouds your vision, blurs the beauty of your own journey, and creates a distorted view of reality. But the moment you stop looking around, you start to see clearly. You see your own progress. You see how much you've grown, how much you've overcome. And when you begin to celebrate your own wins, no matter how small they seem, you build momentum. You create a cycle of growth that propels you forward. Each victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, is a step toward your ultimate success. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your own belief in them. The only thing that's holding you back is the fear that you're not enough or that you're not moving fast enough. But that fear is just a feeling that can be overcome, and you have the power to do that. You have the power to shift your mindset, to change your perspective, and to take back control of your life. Imagine if you stopped measuring your success by someone else's standards. What if you stopped comparing your achievements to someone else's timeline and just focused on your own growth? What if you stopped beating yourself up over the things you haven't done yet and instead celebrated the things you've already accomplished? How much more powerful, how much more confident, how much more unstoppable would you feel? The most successful people aren't the ones who compare themselves to others. They're the ones who focus on their own progress, who measure their success by their own standards, and who aren't afraid to fail, to make mistakes, and to learn along the way. They know that every setback is just a lesson, every challenge just an opportunity to grow stronger. They don't let the opinions or judgments of others dictate their worth. They define their own path, and they walk it with confidence, with purpose, and with faith in themselves. You have that same power within you. You have the ability to break free from the chains of comparison, to release the fear that holds you back, and to step into the fullness of your potential. Your journey is yours and yours alone. It's not about how fast you move or how many people are ahead of you. It's about moving with purpose, staying focused on your own goals, and trusting the process. Because when you focus on yourself, when you stop comparing, you start creating a life that is authentically yours. A life that's built on your own terms, your own dreams, and your own strength. The moment you stop comparing yourself to others is the moment you free yourself. You free yourself from the shackles of self-doubt, from the pressure to be someone else, from the endless cycle of feeling inadequate. And when you do that, you step into your true power. You begin to realize that you've always been enough. You've always had everything inside of you to create the life you've always wanted. And it's only when you stop looking at everyone else that you can truly see your own path, your own potential, your own greatness. So stop measuring yourself by anyone else's standards. Stop looking around at what others are doing. Start looking at what you're doing. Start looking at the progress you've made, no matter how small it seems. Start looking at the future you're building, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. You are exactly who you are supposed to be. And that is enough. You are enough. And when you believe that, when you live that, there is nothing that can stand in your way. Your future is waiting for you to claim it, so go ahead and do it. Your time is now. When you stop comparing, something incredible happens. You begin to realize that everything you need to succeed is already within you. The belief in your own abilities, the strength to keep going even when the road gets tough, the resilience to rise after each fall, they've always been there. But they've been buried beneath the noise of comparison, beneath the fear that you're not good enough, beneath the illusion that everyone else has it figured out while you're still finding your way. But once you release yourself from the chains of comparison, you give yourself permission to tap into your true potential. And that's when the magic happens. You start seeing yourself not as someone who is falling behind, but as someone who is exactly where they need to be. Every moment, every experience is a stepping stone that shapes you into the person you are becoming. You begin to understand that success is not a linear path, and it doesn't look the same for everyone. There is no universal blueprint for greatness. Your greatness is unique to you, and it's up to you to discover it, nurture it, and bring it to life. You don't need to follow someone else's rules or abide by their timeline. You have the power to create your own path. The moment you embrace this truth, you realize that there is no one ahead of you, and there is no one behind you. There is only you, your journey, your story, your progress. The pressure to compete, to measure up, to meet the expectations of others, it fades away. All that remains is the quiet confidence of knowing that you are on your own path, moving at your own pace, making your own decisions. This shift in perspective is where true freedom lies. It's the freedom to stop worrying about what others think of you, to stop judging your worth based on external validation. It's the freedom to trust that your dreams, your desires, and your vision are worth pursuing, even if they don't fit the mold of what society tells you success should look like. Your success isn't about conforming to a standard set by others. It's about living authentically, about aligning your actions with your values, your passions, your purpose. When you stop comparing, you start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop viewing your challenges as signs of failure and begin to see them as the lessons they are. Every setback becomes a chance to grow, every mistake a stepping stone toward mastery. You stop letting fear control you, and instead you begin to embrace it as a sign that you're pushing yourself to new limits, that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and expanding your potential. What holds most people back from their dreams is the belief that they aren't capable, that they don't have what it takes, or that others are somehow more deserving or better equipped. But the truth is, every person who has achieved anything of significance has faced doubts, fears, and struggles along the way. What sets them apart is not that they were more gifted or had an easier path. It's that they kept going despite the odds. They didn't let the fear of failure or the fear of not measuring up stop them. They chose to trust in themselves, in their ability to figure things out, in their willingness to keep moving forward no matter what.